Today is a chilly November the 14th, 2020. We're at Pine Lawn on the main line near the National Cemetery. We're here to catch the Long Island Railroad Z Trains. It's a phenomenon on the railroad that happens every now and then, but not too often. A Z train has many meanings. On BNSF Railway and Union Pacific, a Z train is a high priority intermodal train. But on the Long Island Railroad, a Z train is named after the shape of the route that the train takes. In this case, it's a backward Z. Trains are running from Ronkonkoma to New York via Beth Interlocking and Babylon on the Central Branch, and then to New York. That's the shape of a backward Z. They're being run with dual mode powered sets because the Central Branch is not electrified. And to go into New York City, that's the type of equipment you need to do traversing those routes. So these Z trains are being run this weekend because of switch and signal repair work in Hicksville, and the trains cannot get into Hicksville. So the only way they can get to New York is to take this roundabout route. They're running trains every 2 hours each way on this routing. So in short, if you're in a hurry to get to New York, don't take these trains. But we're here to capture some of them, and we can get the same train in 3 locations. That's what I'm going to try to do. Once on the main, once on the Central Branch, and once on the Montauk Branch. Note the car marker where it says DM, DEDM. 99% of the time that means nothing. All they run on this line are MUs. But today it does mean something. The lead unit of this dual mode powered set has to stop by that sign. Well, it looks like I'm not the only rail fan that's here. We're standing on the cemetery grounds. There's no fence there, so unobstructed view. Note the trees still have a little bit of foliage on it, but about 80% of it has fallen off already. And at 12:32 p.m. westbound is train 8019A en route from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station, New York via New Zealand. Most unusual sight seeing trains like this making regular stops here. Doesn't look like he's got any business here unless people are getting off. And his next stop will be Farmingdale and then Jamaica and New York. It's 12:53. We're now on the middle leg of the Z at the Albany Avenue grade crossing on the Central Branch. As 8019A comes by a second time. M30 AC 504 with a beautiful K5 LLA horn. And we're now at the bottom leg of the Z, as we're going to catch train 8019A a third time, heading west on the Montauk branch after reversing off the central branch to the east. All right, time is 1:17. Here comes 8019A for the third time on the third branch. Next stop, Jamaica for this guy. Track 1 at Lindenhurst. Doing the limit. Well, now we move further west to Amityville. You're looking at the signal guarding Amity interlocking. No more position lights. At 1:33, we'll see 6107 from Babylon to New York knock down the signal down there. Nice track sound. Amityville, New York, which is the scene of the famous Amityville Horror House. Back in 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr., 23-year-old, murdered his entire family with a shotgun while they were asleep. Numerous other families came in after that, and the house steadily depreciated in value. In fact, the last owner who purchased that house in 2017 bought the house for $605,000. That's very inexpensive for a house in this part of Long Island. It was $200 less than the original asking price. Talk about depreciation. And 1:59 p.m., about to knock the signal down, is 8763, Patchogue, Jamaica. He was doing the limit, 80 miles an hour.
Is the 2:01 p.m. train.
And at 2:04 p.m. approaching, he's going kind of slow. He's right behind 6102. This train 8052AX from New York to Ronkonkoma. His next stop will be Farmingdale. Straight up Route 110 from here. In a few minutes, he'll be getting to Belmont Junction, where he can reverse move onto the Central Branch. Well, we're now at the Main Street crossing in Farmingdale on the main line. We skipped catching 8052AX on the Central Branch since diesel trains are an everyday occurrence on it. But diesel passenger trains on this line are not, at least not this time of the year. We're going to catch both trains that are operating on the main line. First, we'll see Ronkonkoma, New York, 8053A, and then New York Ronkonkoma 8052AX. They should be meeting west of here at Beth Interlocking. And the gates are going down at 2:35 for 8053A for New York. And he just arrived at the station. This town's loaded with crossings, so if you like horn honking, and I do, it's a great place. Here he comes. He'll take it easy until the gates go down. 8052AX should be coming east fairly soon, but this guy's got to wait for him to come off the central branch at Beth Interlocking. And at 2:50 p.m., approaching the Secretary crossing, is 8052AX en route from New York to Ronkonkoma. Frightfully close, but I did have a fence between me and the track, so almost lost my hat. And his next stop is Pine Lawn. That was one of the more exhilarating run-bys I've ever encountered. And we now move further east. We're at the South 18th Street grade crossing in Wyandanch. We got train 8057A heading west to New York at 4:27 p.m. Just blew for the crossing at Straight Path. And we're now west of Wyandanch at the Little East Neck Road crossing. Gates are going down for train 8056AX from New York to Ronkonkoma. At 4:58 p.m. we get a beautiful twilight sky. This leader will be DM30AC 504 with a nice K5 LLA horn. And here he comes. He just pulled out of Pine Lawn.